In this lesson, we'll talk a little bit about some of the presets and built-in shaders that Cinema 4D offers. So in Cinema 4D, there are a number of different shaders that will give you different looks, and a lot of them are meant for different types of effects. A few of those presets can be found under Create, and where we selected New Material, you can jump down to Shader, and you can see that there's a number of different kinds of shaders. Some of those are kind of cut off, but if you take a look at those in your own application, you'll see that there are a number of different kinds of shaders in here. So there's Banji we can bring in, which is kind of gives you a good like glass, and you can see that the channels that you have in these special shaders are a little bit different than the base material. So take a look at those. Some of them are meant for more like wood, some are for things like stone, some are more for things like this one would be good for kind of a microscopic kind of effect, as you can see that Fresnel kind of glow around the edges. And so they have some interesting names, but you can go in and take a look at some of these and it will give you some interesting effects. And like I said, the sort of procedural nature of these will help you to come in and change some of these very, very quickly and change some of these settings to get what you really want, okay? And some, as I said, you can look up in the help are meant for things like wood, some for stone, some for things like glass, and so forth. Okay, so those are there for you to take a look at. We also have the ability to go into our content browser over here next to objects. And then I'm just going to select presets. And depending on what package of Cinema 4D you have, you'll have different presets available. I'm just going to go into Prime. And then you can see that we can choose from materials. And then there's basic and miscellaneous. We'll go into just basic. And you can see that there's materials for you to pick from. Okay, I just want to choose maybe a metal material, so I can choose one of these metal materials, double click on it, and it'll drop it into our scene. Okay, then from there I can go in and decide, okay, I want this metal to be assigned to these pieces. Okay, and then I can go in and assign it to, let's say, the fan blades and some of these other pieces that I want to be this metal. Okay, so rather than creating material strictly from scratch, you do have the ability to come in and create and set up presets. Okay, you can set up, we go in here, you can see there's a number of different kinds: tiling, walls, wood, different materials, even like a basketball material that you can set up. Okay, and if at any time you want to go back, you can just hit the little arrow. You can come in here and you can see there's other kinds of Banji, brush metal, lots and lots and lots of different kinds of materials. And if you just need something that looks good really, really quickly, then definitely you can come in and just use one of these presets. Okay, and then you can manipulate it, get it looking the way that you want to, without having to go in and create your own material. Okay, so you can see you've got a lot of different options in here for doing that. All right, so I'm just going to go through and I can choose on some of these moving parts to add this metal to some of those. Okay, and if you want to get a couple different kinds of metal, but I want this this project, I want it to be fairly simple as far as the number of materials. I want to have a nice clean white material on this. It's kind of reflective, and then I want to have maybe rubber and metal be the complements to that. So, and then just a couple of other things like the seat to kind of set it off, and then the lights themselves as well. Okay, so I can go through and assign whatever preset that I want. You don't have to use this one at all. You can use whatever you find that you like the most. Okay, but those are available under the content browser, depending on the package of Cinema 4D that you have. You can see, you can go in to presets, and then you have broadcast and prime, studio, visualize, depending on the package that you have. And then also make sure to check out the shaders that you can add in here, depending on the type of object you're trying to texture. Okay, so that's a quick look at adding material presets. Next, let's take a look at adding a bump map to our objects. So we'll go ahead and do that next.